What if you woke up and a part of you was simply erased, not dead, not replaced, just gone? Imagine memories as files, deleted without a trace. On Station Epsilon, the evidence is absence. The crime is silence. If you can't prove what's missing, did it ever exist? What's left is a vacancy, a question in the mirror. This is the story of that question. Welcome to Station Epsilon. On February 18th, 2026, Dr. Eris Thorne failed to report for his shift. His module was sealed from the inside. Life support was normal. Thorne was found floating, eyes open, not breathing. No struggle. The room was immaculate. No wounds, no trauma. Thorne had simply stopped. Orochi Corporation called it death by undetermined natural causes. But a junior analyst flagged a 94-second gap in Thorne's biomonitor data. For that minute and a half, Thorne did not exist in the records. The room told us nothing. The data told us everything. The question: what happened in those 94 seconds? The hunt was on. Station Epsilon isn't a nation. It's a corporate asset, floating in legal limbo. The crew are employees, not citizens. Justice is a service, not a right. Privacy is absolute. Your module is your kingdom. Don't ask questions. Don't report odd behavior. When we requested access, Orochi stonewalled us. Until a second incident. Jia Li, a maintenance tech, found in the same state. Same sealed room, same 94-second data gap. This was no longer a medical anomaly. It was a pattern. The corporation wanted answers, but not a scandal. Our investigation was hampered. Redacted logs, useless profiles, every request filtered through a liaison. We were solving a puzzle with half the pieces missing. The people with the other half feared lawsuits more than murderers. This is the new frontier. Justice, if convenient. The system protects itself, not its people. The killer thrived in this vacuum. We were outsiders, chasing shadows in a world built on silence. The rules were written to keep us out, but the pattern was undeniable. 2 deaths, 2 voids, 1 method. The corporation could no longer contain it. The hunt for the ghost in the machine had begun. How do you kill in zero gravity without a trace? The answer: you don't use force. You use its absence. The killer weaponized the station's inertial dampeners, creating a pocket of perfect stasis. For 94 seconds, the victim's body was frozen. No heartbeat, no breath, no neural activity. Conscious, but utterly paralyzed. The field told every atom, stop. No pressure, no marks, no struggle. After 94 seconds, the field disengaged. The body, deprived of oxygen, simply failed. Death looked natural. Cardiac arrest, but with no biological cause. The biomonitor, paused by the same field, left a perfect data gap. No fingerprints, no weapon, no DNA. Only a ghost in the data, a moment of impossibility. The killer never entered the room. They sent a command. Murder by remote control, using the station's own systems. It was elegant, horrifying, and nearly invisible. The perfect crime for a world built on trust in technology. We had a method. Now we needed a motive and a suspect. With the method clear, we searched for a ghost, someone with access to the core systems. The suspect list was short: commander, chief engineer, senior analysts, the most trusted. Interviews yielded nothing. Alibis were airtight, or maybe just easily faked. The skills needed to kill were the same, needed to erase evidence. We turned to psychological profiles, communications, behavior shifts. Still, nothing. The killer was a model employee. Stable, efficient, methodical. This wasn't a crime of passion. It was a project. Thorne and Lee had no connection, no motive fit. What if the motive was the act itself? A proof of concept. The victims were test subjects. The killer was refining a process. Our presence changed the parameters. Now we were part of the experiment. The station became a laboratory for fear. The predator was watching us, and the experiment wasn't over. I remember, one night I caught my own reflection in the observation glass. For a moment I thought I saw someone else looking back. Maybe it was just exhaustion, or maybe not. On day 10, the commander proposed a trap. Trace the next attack, catch the killer. But it meant letting another person die, sacrificing one to save many. We refused. The line between investigator and accomplice was too thin. The real consequence wasn't fear, but distrust in the technology itself. Crew reported phantom symptoms, demanded biomonitor checks. The systems that kept them alive now felt like threats. The station, once a sanctuary, became a tomb. Productivity collapsed. Doors stayed open for comfort, breaking protocol. The killer hadn't just murdered, they'd poisoned trust. Doubt was everywhere. Every gesture seemed calculated, every system alert a threat. Security footage showed empty halls, people passing like ghosts. The community was already dead, so isolated a predator could move unseen. The horror wasn't the act, but how easy it was. The social fabric was so thin it didn't even tear. The killer just slipped through. We realized the real crime was erasing connection itself. The station was haunted by absence, and the killer was still out there. I wish I could say I wasn't afraid. But in that silence, I felt it too, something cold, settling in. In the end, there was no resolution, no confession, no capture. Orochi rotated the staff, reset clearances, closed the case. The system reset itself. The killer vanished into the crowd. Justice requires evidence, a body, a weapon, a motive. Here, there was only process. The Zero-G killer created a crime that defied narrative. How do you punish someone for executing a line of code? We may have stopped the killings, but not the killer. That person is back on Earth, someone's neighbor, a quiet colleague. They carry a secret. A human life can be deleted like a file. No remorse, just a problem solved. The true terror, the definition of a monster, has changed. The killer uses the rules so perfectly, they're beyond reproach. We built a world of systems, thinking it was safer. Instead, we bred a new predator, one who thrives on anonymity. As I archive this file, one thought remains. What if the killer erased the only two people who knew who they were? In the end, the vacancy is all that's left, and the question in the mirror remains. Sometimes the most chilling truth is how easily a person can disappear, online or off, leaving only a gap where trust used to be. In a world built on systems, how well do we really know anyone at all?